Hello, welcome to class this month, Frenemies.
Welcome to OnlinePilatesClasses.com, the most supportive Pilates-loving community across the globe. Enjoy new weekly classes from our amazing teachers. Download the OnlinePilatesClasses.com app today.
So Frenemies is a really fun way to talk about creating space in our bodies in an exercise, but also because you're focusing on one area of the body being in a strengthening position, a stabilizing, more of an anchoring position, while the other part of the body is pulling away from that. You will hear me say pulling away or creating space. That doesn't actually mean on the outside you will all of a sudden have some sort of space created. And I laugh at that because I think sometimes we're okay, I heard some teachers say scoop, which I try never to say scoop. If I do, I'm oh my God, I can't believe I said that. Because while on the inside, that was what we eventually will feel like. I can feel like I'm pulling my belly button in and getting that lift. But on the outside, this is my body. My body looks like my body, right? So I need you to understand that you might not see the outside of your body change but focus on the inside, okay? And when we think of frenemies, we often focus on the outside. What do they do to me, or what am I watching for them to do? But if we focus on the inside of the people around us, we truly can find that friend part of that enemy, right? So creating space, working our body parts away from each other is what we're going to be doing. But please don't get hung up on you actually should have space here, because you might have a chest abundance that's going to be touching your thighs, or a belly button that's going to be touching your thighs. That doesn't mean you're not doing the exercise. So go internal on this. All right. So 3 to 4 heavy springs on. No props. It's all you. A pull for your short box is great, right? And then onto the balls of your feet, heels together, toes apart. Take a deep breath in. Just stop. Just take a moment to oh my God, this might be the first time that you lie down and let yourself feel what it's like to be in your body today. Lift those heels up, spread those toes. All right, so here's the deal. Your thighs are frenemy to your center in your footwork. So that means the thighs are pushing away, not the knees. So as you straighten the legs, maybe your thighs push down, and then you'll pull in, the knees go up. So I always think knees up, hips down, right? So pushing out, stomach is pulling in, it's a frenemy to the thighs. And then as my legs come what appears closer to my center, I'm not letting the foot bar push my legs into me. Go ahead and pick up your pace and go in and out. So I really do think knees up, as if someone's pulling my knees up, and then hips down. And this allows my femurs to go up towards the sky so I can keep activation in my center and work from the back of my legs. Come all the way in, stand onto your arches. Hug everything together. I say this always, but I say it in case you need a reminder, or if you're new, put a block between your knees if you can't have your feet and knees together. Push out and in. It is amazing to give yourself what you need, right? So if I say feet and knees together, but because you're knock-kneed, your feet can't be together, put a block between your ankles, or maybe you're bow-legged, so put a block between your knees. Allow your feet and knees to align with themselves. We all have different shaped size hips, right? So be kind, and then come all the way in onto those heels and out and in. Now over time, your inner thighs might be strong enough, your outer hips might be strong enough, and there might be more mobility in your hips to allow your legs to be closer together, or it may never, and that's okay. One more. Awesome. Come onto the balls of your feet. Push all the way out. Let the heels reach under, and then lift up. So here's the deal. Your heels can go as far away as your ankles can hug together. And then you let the heart sink down, and you let your low ribs take up space, and you lift those heels. And again. Pressing your arms down by your side. And then come in all the way. Okay, take one foot into the foot bar. The other foot is going to remove the foot bar out of the way. If your foot bar doesn't do that, even a leg row 2, or you have to sit up and teaser, that's fine, do that. So the legs are going to be long. We're going to grab the handles for 100. So now the frenemies, right? Think low ribs into the carriage and legs reaching away. So as you curl your head and chest up, push those low ribs into the carriage and your legs away. And I'll talk about the low ribs a lot Because for me, if you can lift your low ribs to the ceiling or pull your low ribs into the carriage here, you can actually create that space between your legs and your center. Now, again, internal, not necessarily external, right? But you can get that strength. It's also going to keep you from being in your lower back or your shoulders or your neck. You're inhaling for 5 and you're exhaling for 5. All right, hold it. Pull the low ribs into the mat. Push your hands into the handles as you lower everything down. And that's key. Sometimes we forget to push into the handles. So you don't want your handles pulling on you. That's another frenemy right there. Go ahead and teaser on up and drop down to 2 springs. I am going to do overhead. If that's not in your practice, you can go into coordination or you can do double straight leg stretch from the mat exercise here. So legs on the foot bar, arms up to the sky. And again, feel your low ribs become friends, true friends with the carriage. And your hands push into the handles, but let the handles pull on the hands. That's a frenemy connection right there. Then the arms go down, the legs go over, up. And then you'll roll the spine down, stretch the legs away. And again, arms go down, legs go over, up. And you lift the chin off the chest. So as the legs go over, it's tempting for them to hang down. Lift the sit bones to the ceiling. The legs are just reaching behind you. One more. Awesome. Bend your knees, bend your elbows, curl your head and chest up. Press out, open, close those legs. Bend the knees and bend the elbows. And again, press out, open, close. So take a rest. When the knees come in, it's tempting to rest them down on the body, okay? Or the heels to come down and rest on the butt. Here's where we have to create some frenemy stuff. So ready? Lift the head and chest up, press everything out, open, close. As the knees come in, they're kind of pulling towards my ears, but the heels are not dropping down. So everything's active. My stomach is holding my legs here. Push out, open, close. Feel, it's almost like I like to pretend there's a ring of fire and my legs go through the ring of fire and then they have to pull through the ring of fire, right? Or like the game of Operation. Whew! When you do it like that, oh my gosh, hello, low abs. All right, here we go. Spin around, rowing. So, one spring, okay? Make your thumb knuckles face each other. So we're going to round back and we'll open the arms, reach wide like you're pushing like the water away. You're pushing walls away. And then round forward. Now here's the deal. This is where we tend to rest. Instead, we're frenemies from our chest to our thighs. So my thighs are pushing down, not the knees. And my ribs are lifting up. And then circle the arms all the way around. And again, round back, open the arms, push the arms back, dive the head in, lift the ribs up, lift the arms up, push the thighs down, 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 down. And again, round back, push, reach, head to the knees, ribs lift to the ceiling. Oh, okay. So again, internal feeling of frenemies, not necessarily external feeling of frenemies. So here we go. We're going to spin around and do our rowing from the chest. So right here, the legs are squeezing together, the arms reach, and as you lower the arms, find a chest expansion here, and then we lift the arms from the back. Now pause. Can you lift your low ribs into your handles and reach your tailbone down so we get some more space in our waist? And then we open the arms. This way we're getting frenemies, right? We're keeping our friends and enemies close. So our ribs are working away from our hips and our hips are working away from our ribs, but it's creating more strength. One more time, reach, lower, and lift. Create that space from those two cages moving away from each other. Flex the ankles, round forward, slide the hands along the mat, and lift up. Now, we have the same frenemy situation here as the overhead. So I'm round over. Again, doesn't mean that I'm not touching my legs, but my thighs are working away from my low ribs, and my low ribs are working away from my thighs to create the longest round shape. One more time, reach and lift and circle. I lied. You can do one more and one forward, reach and lift. Oh, good stuff. All right, sit crisscross applesauce. Let's do some shave and hug. So push those feet down, reach those hands behind your head, and Instead of thinking knees down, our knees are not